Morning, students.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. So in the last class, we just start our position time graph, but it is not completed. I know that. So we can continue with that same position time graph. So what do you mean by position time graph? Yes, Nimida is ready to say. Yes, Nimida, what do you mean by position time graph?
Changing position of the object with respect to time.
Yes, it is used to determine the position of an object. And in simple words, we can say that position time graph is a graph in which the time is taken along which axis?
X-axis.
X-axis, and the position is taken along Y-axis. So students, in this chapter, we are discussing mainly three types of graph. One is position time graph. The second one is velocity time graph. And the third one is acceleration time graph. Okay. And under each graph, we need to discuss 5 cases. Okay, that is what is we are going to see. The first one is position time graph. So first, one thing you must keep in mind, whenever we draw, whatever it may be a position time graph or velocity time graph or acceleration time graph, in all these three types of graph, the time is always taken along the x-axis and all the other quantities are taken along the y-axis because time is an independent variable. It is always taken along the x-axis and all the other physical quantities like position, velocity and acceleration is taken along the y-axis. So let us continue with our position time graph. Position time graph. Position time graph. The position time graph can also be represented as xt graph. Xt graph. Okay, where x is representing the position. By this term position, we mean both the distance and the displacement. By the term position, we mean the distance. Position of an object means the distance or the displacement of the object. So you must keep this point in your mind. By this term position, we mean the distance and displacement. Position time graph, or it is also known as xt graph, where x denotes the position of an object, the distance or the displacement of an object. Okay, and under each graph we need to consider the 5 cases. The first one is object at rest. The second one, object moving with positive uniform velocity. Third case, object moving with negative uniform velocity. You don't need to write the sentence headings now. We can discuss it one by one. I give a brief picture about the graph. Under each topic, we need to discuss the 5 different cases. The first one is object at rest. Second one, object moving with a positive uniform velocity. Object moving with a negative uniform velocity. Third one, object moving with, any idea? Yesterday, some of them are sitting in my class. Object moving with the positive
acceleration.
Uniform acceleration. Positive uniform acceleration. Then what can be the next? Object moving with the negative uniform acceleration. So all these 5 different cases we need to discuss. The object at rest, object moving with the positive uniform velocity, object moving with the negative uniform velocity, object moving with the positive uniform acceleration, and if the object is moving with the negative uniform acceleration. So let us see the graph one by one. So the first case, the position time graph, xt graph for object at rest. position time graph for the object at rest. So the first step, draw the axis. Here we have the x-axis and y-axis. The physical, and here we have the origin from which the object is start its journey, or it is the point at which the two axes are coincide. That point is known as origin. And for every graph, we are already told that the physical quantity time is taken along the x-axis, and here on the y-axis we have position. The position is taken along the y-axis. Position in x. So instead of writing position, you can write xt graph. Position is taken along the y-axis, and the time t in seconds taken along the x-axis. So the first case or the first condition is object at rest. So for that case, the position time graph will be like this. That is, even though time is increases 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 seconds, the position of the object is remains constant. It is at a rest position. For example, if it is sitting in 4 meter, even though the time is increasing in regular intervals of time, the position of the object is not undergoes any change. So this is the first graph, that is xt graph for object at rest. So here you don't need to draw these graphs in your graph book, only need to draw in the your lecture notebooks or notebook itself. You only need to get an idea about the shape of the graph, how it is looks like, whether it is a straight line or a curved line, or it is a zigzag manner, how the graph is looks like. So the first case is the position time graph for the object at rest. So what is the nature of the graph? What is the nature of the graph?
Straight line.
It is a straight line. The graph is a straight line parallel to time axis. So this is the first case. If the object is at rest, the graph is always a straight line. Graph is always a straight line parallel to time axis. Parallel to time axis. Okay, so this is the first case. Position time graph for object at rest. For that, we take the time along the x-axis, position along the y-axis. Then we plot a graph. Then the graph should be a straight line. The graph is always a straight line when the object is at rest. The graph is straight line, that is parallel to time axis. Now, can we move to the next case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the nature of the graph if the object is at rest. Graph is always a straight line, that is parallel to time axis. What about our second graph? It is the position time graph for object moving with a positive uniform velocity. That is our second case. You don't need to write all these values, only need to identify the shape of the graph. Okay, the values that we are taken for a time, in order, I'm just taking some rough values. You don't need to take that, copy down it, only draw the nature of the graph. It should be a straight line that is parallel to time axis. Over?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the second case. XT graph that is the position time graph for an object moving with uniform positive velocity. Moving with uniform positive velocity. So the first step, draw the axis. Here we have the x-axis and the y-axis. As we told, the time is always taken along the x-axis, time in seconds, and position in meter is always taken along the y-axis. XT graph for an object moving with a uniform positive velocity. Uniform positive velocity. That is, what do you mean by uniform motion? If the object covers equal distance in equal intervals of time. Okay, that is the rate of change of motion of an object is increasing. XT graph for an object moving with a uniform positive velocity. The graph will be a straight line. It is a slanting straight line. The position time graph for an object moving with a uniform positive velocity. The graph is always a slanting straight line. Position time graph for an object moving with a uniform positive velocity. Graph is always a slanting straight line. Because whenever the time increases, the position also, the position of the object is also changes. Along with that, the velocity is increasing. Velocity is increasing uniformly. So we get a straight line graph. It is a slanting straight line. For the object at rest, it is also a straight line, but that straight line is parallel to time axis. Here, the velocity is increasing uniformly. As the time increasing, the velocity of the object is also increasing uniformly. So it will be a slanting straight line. Okay. The graph is always a slanting straight line. Now, the third case. What is the third case? Position time graph for an object moving with a uniform negative velocity. XT graph for an object moving with uniform negative velocity. Here we have the x-axis and y-axis. Origin, time in seconds taken along the x-axis, position in meter taken along the y-axis. Can you predict the nature of the graph? Uniform negative velocity. Then how it will be look like?
Minus y.
No. Velocity, negative velocity means velocity decreases. Here the velocity is decreases with time. Okay, or the motion of an object, it is seems to be stopped or it is seems to be zero. Slanting, yeah. Then the graph will be like this. The graph is always, here also it is a straight line, but it is sloping downwards. Graph is always a straight line. Straight line sloping downwards. So position time graph for an object moving with uniform negative velocity. As the time increases, the velocity of the body seems to be decreases from a maximum value. It is going to a zero value. It seems to be zero. So it is a slanting line, or it is a straight line that is sloping downwards. So this is the third case, position time graph for an object moving with a uniform negative velocity. Now we have two more cases left. The position time graph for an object moving with a uniform negative velocity. The graph is always a straight line that is sloping downwards. Is it over, Adulya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next case. Position time graph for uniform, position time graph for an object for uniform positive acceleration. For uniform positive acceleration. Time in second taken along the x-axis. Position in meter taken along the y-axis. Position time graph for an object moving with a uniform positive acceleration. The graph will be a curved line. Instead of straight line, it is a curved line. Graph is always a curved line. Position time graph for uniform positive acceleration. The graph will be a curved line. The last case, position time graph for a uniform negative acceleration. Time in second along the x-axis, position x in meter along the y-axis. So here we are going to draw the graph, position time graph for a uniform negative acceleration. Here initially the position, yes.
Can you show the previous slide also?
Okay. The fourth case is position time graph for uniform positive acceleration. For uniform positive acceleration, here the position of an object is changes along with that of the time. Its velocity is also increases. So automatically the acceleration of that moving object is increases. So it should be a curved line.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now in the next case, position time graph for a uniform negative acceleration. Initially, the position of an object is changes But finally, it reduces its speed, so the graph will be like this. It is not a curved line. We cannot say it is a straight line. It is a curved line, but it is, seems to be zero. It seems to stop. Graph is always a curved line that is seems to zero. So these are the 5 different cases that comes under the position time graph. So we are starting with object is moving at rest, then object moving with a positive uniform acceleration, object moving with a positive uniform velocity, object moving with a negative uniform velocity, and the last 2 cases if the object is moving with a positive uniform acceleration and a negative uniform acceleration. So these are the 5 different cases that is comes under the position time graph of a moving body. Now we are going to discuss the uses of this position time graph. So you must familiar with all the shapes. The first case is position time graph for an object at rest. It is a straight line that is parallel to time axis. The next case for uniform velocity, the position time graph is a straight line. It is a standing straight line for uniform velocity, positive velocity. For uniform negative velocity, it is a straight line that is sloping downwards. And for a uniform positive acceleration, the position time graph is always a curved line. And the last case, the position time graph for uniform negative acceleration, here also it is a curved line, but it is seems to zero. It seems to zero position. Okay, so these are the different cases that comes under the position time graph. Now, the next heading, uses of position time graph. Uses of position time graph. Mainly it has 2 uses. Can you say the first use? What is the use of position time graph? We are already mentioned it in our definition. Why we are used to draw this position time graph?
Calculate the velocity.
Okay. One use it is used to calculate the velocity. And what is the first and foremost use? From your name implies, what is the use of position time graph?
Find the position.
Yes, it is used to find the position. If you want to find out the instantaneous position, for example, if I want to find out the position of an object at 8 seconds, I will obtain from this position time graph. This position is the, or this point is shows the position of an object that is at 4 meter. At 8 seconds, the object is at 4 meter. Similarly, from any graph, we can find out the exact position. For example, if it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I want the position of an object at 10 seconds. So again, or 4 seconds, I think it's enough. I want to find out the position of an object at 4 seconds. So I obtained it from this graph. Here it is the exact position. Suppose if it is at 5 meter. So at 4 seconds, the position of the object is at 5 meter. So the first and foremost use of the position time graph is, it is used to find out the instantaneous position of an object. It is used to find the instantaneous position of an object. Okay, so from the position time graph, we can consider any 5 graphs. We get the instantaneous position of an object from the position time graph. And one more use for this position time graph. From the position time graph, we can calculate the velocity of an object. It is used to calculate the velocity of the moving object. The velocity of an moving object. Velocity of a moving body or moving object. Now, how we can calculate the velocity of a moving object from a position time graph? That is what we are going to discuss next. So there are 5 different cases are there under the position time graph. And the first use of the position time graph, we get the position of an object. We can determine the exact position of an object for a given interval of time. That is what we are writing here. We can find out the instantaneous position of an object. The second case, it is used to calculate the velocity of a moving object. So now let us see how we can calculate the velocity of a moving object from the position time graph. So write the next subheading. Calculation of velocity. Calculation of velocity from a position time graph. From position time graph or from XT graph. Calculation of velocity from a position time graph or from the XT graph. So here we consider the position time graph. In order to explain the calculation of velocity from that of the position time graph, here we are going to consider the position time graph for the uniform positive velocity. For the uniform positive velocity of an object. What is the nature of the graph? Here I already drawn an. It is a straight line. It is a slanting straight line. Okay. So in order to calculate the velocity of the moving object, here we consider the position time graph for the uniform positive velocity. Okay, suppose we can consider some points here. The time is taken as 2, 4, 6. You can take these values 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And the position can be 5, 10, 15. Okay. Now, what is the equation for calculating the velocity? What do you mean by velocity? What is velocity? All of you are forgot. Yes, velocity is?
Distance by time.
What is velocity?
Displacement by time.
Displacement by time. The rate of change of displacement is known as velocity, or velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. Displacement. What do you mean by displacement? A slight change in position. The displacement means the shortest distance between the initial point and that of the final point. That is what is known as displacement. So velocity is the rate of change of displacement, or displacement divided by time is known as velocity. Here we are going to find out the velocity from the distance, not distance, the position time graph. Here we are going to find out the velocity from the position time graph. For that, we are consider the slope of the straight line. In order to find out the velocity from a position time graph, we are going to consider the slope of the straight line. Suppose here we consider a slope. And we can give the name it as ABC. Okay. And how we can calculate the slope? Slope means slope is equal to the length of the y-axis, L of y-axis, divided by the length of x-axis. This is how we are calculating the slope. All these informations you are already studied in your lower classes. We can calculate the slope by consider the length of the y-axis divided by the length of the x-axis. This is how we are calculating the slope. So here also we are going to find out the slope. Okay, slope of this straight line graph. So students, from this we can write slope is equal to, from the graph, the slope is equal to, which portion is gives the length of the y-axis from this figure? Which portion is gives the length of the y-axis? Is it is AB or BC?
AB.
Length of y-axis. Yes, it is AB. Here AB is vertical or it is lying along the y-axis. So here AB is represents the length of y-axis. So here we can substitute here. We know that first of all you write the slope. Those who are not know how we can calculate the slope. Slope means length of the portion, length of y-axis divided by length of z-axis. This is how we calculate the slope of a slope from a straight line. Okay. So here the length of y-axis is represented by the portion AB from the graph. Now, which portion is represent the length of x-axis? Here we consider a triangle ABC. Which portion is representing the length of x-axis?
BC.
It is BC. This BC is representing horizontally or it is taken along the x-axis. So it is represents the time axis. So the slope is equal to AB divided by BC. Now we can find out the values corresponding to this AB and BC. Or this slope is equal to, here we take this AB. AB is the velocity. Sorry, AB is not velocity, AB is the position. AB is the position. AB is representing the position. Okay. So now we are going to find out the points corresponding to this A and B. What is the point that is corresponding to A? Here we are considering the position. Which point is corresponding to A?
15.
It is 15. Which point is corresponding to B? It is 10. Okay. The point that is or the value that is corresponding to A is 15 and that of the B is 10. Because we are considering the portion AB. AB is representing the position or it is the length of the axis. So we must, length of y-axis. So we must consider the values that is portrayed on this y-axis. So A is indicating 15 and B is 10. So here we can substitute the values. AB is equal to 15 minus 10. It is the shortest distance between the initial point and the final point. That is 15 minus 10. Similarly, we can calculate the BC. What is BC? BC is the length or it is the difference between the time axis. It is the difference between the x-axis. So the point that is corresponding to B. What is the time corresponding to the point B?
12.
Okay. Let us continue. So here we are finding the velocity from the slope. So the portion AB is represents the position. So from this graph we can see that A is represents 15 and B is represent 10. So here we can write AB by BC. So it is 15 minus 10 divided by BC. What is BC? BC is represent the time axis or along the x-axis, the difference between the time axis. What is the point corresponding to B? It is 12, okay. 12 minus C, point corresponding to C from the time axis. All of you please switch on your videos. Alantina, what is the point corresponding to C?
8.
It is 8. So here we have 12 minus 8. 15 minus 10 divided by 12 minus 8. What is 15 minus 10? 15 minus 10. 5. Divided by 12 minus 8?
4.
4. So what is 5 by 4? 5 by 4.
1.25.
1.24 meter. So here AB is represents the position. Similarly, the portion BC is represents the time. And initially we already told that by this term position we mean that displacement. It can be either distance or displacement. So what is displacement by time? The displacement by time is known as velocity. So the slope under the position time graph gives velocity of the moving body. This is the conclusion that you can draw from this graph. The slope under the velocity, sorry, not velocity, the position time graph gives velocity. So this is an important result. Slope under position time graph gives slope under position time graph gives velocity. Slope under the position time graph gives velocity. Okay. Is it clear? Here in order to find out the slope, the equation for finding the slope from any straight line, the length of y-axis divided by length of z-axis. The length of the y-axis is representing the position. So by the position here we mean it is the displacement. Displacement. And the length of time axis, it is represented by BC. So the length of BC is representing the time. So displacement divided by time. Displacement divided by time gives the velocity. So the slope under the position time graph gives the velocity. This is the important result. So these are the two uses of position time graph. The first one, it is used to find the instantaneous position of an object, and the second one, it is used to calculate the velocity of a moving object. Is it clear? Okay.